be the games of adaptability, and those legends are out here. Game number 1, and already on Demon, we're going to see a lot of crazy action.
Oh yeah, man, this is definitely going to be a hot set for sure. And like you mentioned, there's already a lot of those character picks, champion picks, and that's what it really comes down to is the fact that that game 1, especially in a best-of-5 scenario, you got plenty of time to start figuring out that game plan, especially like this. Game plans go a long way. We're talking about the cohesiveness between players. As you can see, Luna and Pugsy kind of had their early stage control here, and man, you see Macheeete get knocked way off stage, and they're going to be trying to find a way to close that one out here soon.
Oh, it makes me so nervous. Macheeete off the stage, the 2v1's already out. Luna up into the sky, the first stock to go down, high up into the sky, and that's going to put blue team off a big deficit.
The blue team literally blew on the team. As we continue to move forward here, though, okay, we see Pugsy and Luna off stage here. Bit of a weird spot, oh my god, Luna just throwing him down. We do see blue find a way back to the stage, though. Man, that was definitely a little bit worrying, too, because you can see the sweat drops popping off him. Would he be able to make it? It is able to do so.
Oh, Pugsy falls first, though. Luna still barely able to hold on to that first stock. It's a battle now between Luna and Blue, just keeping themselves alive as long as humanly possible. If they can maintain, and this is usually where the caster's curse comes in, that stock for a little bit longer, that's going to allow so much more damage to be applied to someone like Macheeete, who's already deep. No, never mind, down to their final stock.
That is insane. A double KO to get things going here. As we were just in a moment where we weren't sure who was going to be able to take that lead, all of a sudden 2 stocks go flying across the board. Luna and Pugsy holding on tight here, looking super strong.
Oh, Luna still on that first stock, has been just in the middle of all this battle, but no one on blue team's able to land that final blow. It's up into the air right now. Luna still ducking, dodging, doing whatever you can. In terms of movement, so unbelievably lit. Look at that damage. That's not even red anymore.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a different color at this point. How dark in the red can we go? And I mean, we're too busy looking at Luna, who finally loses their first stock, but man, we weren't even paying attention to Macheeete, who lost their final stock here. Now we got a crazy 2v1 scenario. Now, this isn't impossible. Oh, but you know what? It might just be because Luna's knocking Pugsy out himself.
Now the big question is Luna going to be the target focus here for Blue right now? Blue doesn't really have much of a choice. It's a 2v1. You can get whatever damage you can, but the final stock now down for the first game. Blue needs to hold on, and Luna with that extra buffer room of that first stock. This is, you didn't say it was impossible, but it seems so unlikely now to bring it home, especially with this great combo. Luna missing, though. It gave Blue a chance to escape. No weapon to be found, completely baited away, down to orange.
Dude, that's actually crazy. That's twice now that they've just, look, they're just, something's not connecting here. Something's not making sense, but Luna definitely trying to find a way to close it out. Not able to get it, but you know what? We get it closed out right there, man. Blue just was not able to hold on, but was making a nice little play with the help of the enemy team, honestly just taking each other out once or twice.
Yeah, I love the beginning strategy coming out from Red Team. It was just isolation and domination. We see this so much in 2v2s, and like we said, this is the most important match to ensure that you can have those individual fights. And ensuring that Blue and Macheeete can't play around each other, a team that's been together for so long, that's going to be so hard. That's such a big ask to bring it back home. But look at the damage, the accuracy difference between Luna and Pugsy, unbelievable. And we saw that coordination really come out in that 2v1.
It's almost even across the board here with the accuracy. Definitely even for blue teams, so definitely got to hand it up to them. I mean, they were definitely a bit more consistent across the board, but I still think even if you average the percentages out, I think red team was still above 33%. But man, it's definitely huge. You can definitely see the cohesiveness between these two teams working well here. It's just a matter of Macheeete, who honestly just got caught up in a lot of really rough scenarios, but we can already see the character change as we cut into our next match. We do see red team sticking it out, though. They're not going to be changing anytime soon.
Yeah, and spears can be so important here. Good double spear to come through. A lot of spacing control. Red team dominating and ensuring that the spacing is so up close and so personal. So much bruising that Blue, they held on to that first stock for so long in game number 1. Now flies away. It's up to Macheeete now to ensure they can redeem themselves in game 2.
I mean, the opposite issue is what we had last time where Macheeete was just dropping stock. But look at that. Oh my goodness. We saw that they're just potentially getting a little bit of damage built up there, but we did find a way for Blue to just survive a little bit longer. But yeah, you definitely got to be careful with the way that Luna and Pugsy are playing. Oh, that's going to be a nice little combo to get started here. Oh, is he going to be able to find a way back? Oh, it gets him, man. Oh my God, that was such a beautiful setup between the two.
You have to watch out for those setups. If you're a blue team right now, to beat red team, you have to separate Luna and Pugsy. They're working together so well. Now off the stage, Pugsy just barely able to crawl their way back to the stage. But for what? Just to go down to the tippity top.
There we go. We do get 2 stocks off the board, so we're not in a terrible position here for the blue team. Macheeete and Blue definitely trying to get a little bit going on their own right now. Okay, Pugsy off stage does find a way to battle themselves back on, giving their partner Luna a little bit of extra support here. Oh, okay, you definitely saw Pugsy. He was charging up that up attack to be able to try and get something going.
Yeah, look how elevated, how floaty right now Pugsy is. Just waiting for that weapon to drop, ensuring there we go. Good combo potential. Pugsy and Luna sending Blue so heavily damaged, nearly off the stage. And Luna, only force being conditioned to be so high up, has no other choice but not hit the ground.
Yeah, and this has actually just been a huge factor here, but look at this. Oh, okay, I thought that was about to be something a little bit nasty, but man, you know, Luna started something. Pugsy said, don't worry, I got you. I'll finish it. And Macheeete, dude, there's just no way, right? Oh my God, he touched the wall. I thought everything was gone. I thought there was no way that was going to happen.
Oh, it felt like a blink of an eye for that game.
Yeah.
Game number 2 just completely gone, and I mean, same exact strategy. Red team just ensuring that they can try to target as many individual players as they humanly can, ensuring again, you know what? We don't have to worry about anything. There's no 2v2s here. It's just a bunch of 2v1s that we have to go through. And so far today, definitely the best cases of combos that we have seen so far. And just ensuring that lead.
Absolutely. I mean, because we saw a little bit rough in that first game, especially when they got to that 2v1 situation. We saw some of those combos get dropped. You know, there was the thought, like, does Blue find a way to turn this around? And, oh my goodness, look at, okay. Yeah, so Pugsy definitely was swinging a little bit more, but look at Luna, 54%. You basically, if he's throwing out an attack, more than half the time it's landing. He's not just throwing things out, he's consistent with it. And one thing that's crazy, right, is normally when you get into a game 2 and you lost game 1, you're like, okay, we know we need to do better, right? But the situation that we don't talk about often is when the team who won comes into the next game like, yeah, we know we need to do better, and we're going to get it done. And that's exactly what we saw in that game 2, man. Luna and Pugsy are just out of control. Look at this, man. Oh, my God. That could have been so sick.
Macheete's already so unbelievably damaged on that first stock right now, and now we're actually seeing something a little bit different. 1v1s coming through. There's a little bit more cross-map potential with these combos coming out from Blue team, but Macheeete struggling. Blue, same exact damage right now, trying to hold on, but Luna's simply too strong. There it is again, the combos! That might be BCX winning combo potential right there.
That could very well be the case here, man, especially in the game 3 scenario. Look at Pugsy. He's just barely into the yellow. I can't even call that yellow entirely. All right, it's like a light yellow. But either way, man, they are absolutely dominating. Every game they play, they are getting better. And it's terrifying because they're going to go into their next set with this momentum, too. Because, listen, I'm not trying to count anybody out, but the way that Pugsy and Luna are playing, it's kind of hard to think that they're going to lose this.
And this is a match to watch. If you want to find a way in 2v2s to beat out Luna and Pugsy, you have to watch this match. They're playing the same exact game every single time, but there's a struggle of adaptability. Blue team, Macheeete and Blue, they're finding a little bit more efforts here. Now they're the even stocks across the board, but again, Pugsy, that big difference. You said the buffer room of having so little damage applied. This is the chance right now to take the tempo and slow it down, bring it back, and maybe, like we see here, isolate Luna and put Pugsy on the hot seat.
I definitely cursed that one. I said there was no way they were going to lose this, but man, look at Macheeete and Blue absolutely going crazy here, and that's exactly what I like to see. I don't know if it's because Luna and Pugsy were starting to get a little bit lax because they've been so dominant, or if Blue and Macheeete are really just kind of kicking it up here. But you know what? We're even across the board here, 2-1. Honestly, if they can find a way to get Macheeete out of there, and they do, that's a nice 3-2 stock lead here for the red team.
Macheeete and Blue have been absolutely tethered in this game. They're ensuring right now that they cannot be too far apart from each other, or Luna and Pugsy, like piranhas, will go and eat each other alive. That being said, look how heavily damaged Luna is. A single hit could send them to the blast zone, and Pugsy's left alone.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy because, well, Pugsy's way off stage here, and he does lose that stock. Now you got a weird 2v1 scenario. Luna! Are they going to be able to find a way back?
No,
they do have the resources and barely stick it out here, but they keep getting sent off. Pugsy really got to find a way to give your teammate some support here. And there he goes, man. We got a 2v1 scenario here for the blue team to finally take one. And Pugsy, that was a huge down there, but does find a way back.
And Pugsy always likes to wait for that weapon to drop. Very little unarmed work coming out right now. Signatures have to find it to rack up that damage. Macheeete and Blue unbelievably close to going down. Pugsy needs that breathing room. A single hit.
That was crazy. I felt like Pugsy was done there, but they just were not working out. Okay, does find a way back, but it does not matter. Getting dunked there by Blue, and we are on the board, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, look at that. Just touching chest like, okay, breathe, relax.
You know, just gonna Deep breaths. 1, 2, 1, 2. But I love the adaptation we had seen from Blue Team.
Oh, yeah.
They only went for one legend change so far, and that wasn't even in the last game we saw. Instead, it was macro game. It was big picture stuff. We had seen Blue Team play closer together. They're not playing as fast as they had in games 1 and 2. They're ensuring they can play off each other like dominoes falling. And success worked out well, but look at that accuracy. That's the first thing that points out to me, Skip, and I'm thinking this. That's still a very, very close game. Blue Team's not out of the woods just yet.
That was a lot of percentage difference. And it's not only just a difference in percentages between the two teams, but just from game 2 to game 3 for Blue Team.
Blue Team's being so much more calculated now, just holding on tight, ensuring that they have that victory. But what happened to Blue? We blink, Blue's gone.
Man, I don't know how to. I really don't know how to answer this one. Listen, I'm not going to say anything because I said something last game, and we saw Blue Team really find a way to turn that around. Not that saying I don't want them to, but we already kind of mentioned.
Stop casters cursing,
listen,
Skip.
I'm a little bit of Pugsy bias here. That's all I'm trying to say, man. That's all I'm getting at. But either way, this is definitely looking a little bit tough for the Blue Team here, but I can't count them out because we saw them actually with a huge comeback in that game 3. So it's definitely still doable. I mean, especially when you got this many resources left, almost closing out that stock on Luna too.
I'm getting nervous though. Look at Blue Team's positioning. They're so far away from each other, but when they group up, they're able to find so much impact. Pugsy's off stage. The weapon throw, the great javelin doesn't connect, and now Pugsy struggling to get back on, hit with a Sair, and it's 2s across the board.
Man, but they took a lot of extra damage just not being able to close out that stock immediately at that point. But okay, there we go. I like that axe toss. Let's see what's going to be going on here. Blue not able to get back. Macheeete now on stage in a 2v1 scenario, and they're looking for a way to close them out. But Blue coming in, getting a weapon of their own, and this could be bad news for the red team if they can't find a way to get back on the dominant side of things here.
It's not looking good though. Red team still able to hold their own, stay together. Macheeete needs to keep this stock alive. If Macheeete loses this stock, it's over.
I mean, honestly, either way, because Blue's really in a dangerous spot, too. We're starting to get into that orange, a little bit more of that mac and cheese, and, I mean, he might be out of here.
Hungry.
But, oh, my God, Macheeete. That was a nice little combo, a little bit of damage. Luna just was not really able to give him that support to break him out of that.
Yeah, it's just the stock ending power right now. That Blue team is lacking. Blue now heavily damaged on that last stock. If you're looking at Luna and Pugsy, yeah, they're heavily damaged, but they still have a whole extra stock to work with. Sure, Pugsy goes up into the sky, but again, the teamwork from Blue team needs to shine through. This is their last chance in the winner's circuit.
Oh, Blue in a tough spot, gets the weapon knocked out of their hand, but there goes Pugsy, and we are in a last stock scenario across the board with a double KO, putting us that much closer to a potential Game 5.
It's down to this. It's really down to Blue. Blue determines how this game can go. Staying with Macheeete, ensuring that a victory can go through, and not having those 1v1s. And Pugsy and Luna are trying to divide and conquer away from Blue team, sending them up into the sky, focusing double acts against each other. Now they're both off stage. Blue goes down. All that's left is Macheeete.
And there we go. Okay, now in a last stock scenario here for the Blue team and Macheeete in general, almost getting the signature to close that one out, and it does not matter. They're going to find a way to get it one way or another, and we are ending that in a 3-1. What a magnificent set. I mean, Luna and Pugsy are just dominant across the board there. Did drop a game, but that just goes to show what Blue and Macheeete are all about. I'd love to see these guys meet each other again later in the bracket.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, again, it was a game of adaptability going through between both teams, and I have to say, Luna and Pugsy weren't really that big on the adaptation game, but they didn't need to be. They had that brute force power. They had the chemistry to be able to combo off of each other, and in the late game, that's what mattered most. Now, there was that struggle between Macheeete and Blue. They were divided away. They had to face those 1v2s a lot more often than probably most teams at BCX had to do no matter where you were playing. And that struggle will be so hard when you maybe have one oppressive force, maybe one really good player on your team, but when you have two of the best players in the world going up against you in a 1v2, that's a lot easier said than done.
Absolutely, 100%, man. And honestly, for the fact that they're facing the #1 seed, and they did as well as they did, I mean, you obviously you're not going to feel good because you still got that loss, but you're going to feel good because you still gave them that competition.
Oh, absolutely.
Letting them know, hey, it is not a walk in the park. We are not just going to be walked all over here.
No, by all means. Blue and Macheeete, of course, did a very, very good job. I love that adaptation we saw in the game #2. We saw double spear come out. We saw a lot more coverage, but it just, the firepower in those late game stocks just wasn't there.
And as you can take a look here, man, Pugsy is They are just throwing some moves out there. And as you can see, man, the blue team, they definitely were doing pretty well across the board with the accuracy. But once you start getting into the damage here, things start to switch up just a little bit more.
Oh, good Lord. I mean,
Yeah.
look at those graphs. I mean, that is beautiful data to see right there. Oh, man. I mean, just impressive. Impressive across the board. And, you know, Skip, you're a self-proclaimed very big Pugsy fan. How far do you think Pugsy can go in BCX?
And doubles, I already think they're going all the way. I mean, I know it's an easy take to make because when you've got a player like Luna on your team and you guys play well together, I mean, Luna, again, one of the best right now. I think they're going to be able to win doubles. Not you know, easily, but I think they've got this.